Yo, what's up everybody? This is Jose from Southern Life. On today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 lies about Florida. There's lies out there, misinformation about Florida, and the worst part of it is that a lot of these lies are directly affecting how people buy, invest, directly related to the economy and the future of Florida. Misinformation. I won't move to Florida because there's gonna be an alligator in my garage. Well, there's already enough people in Florida. It's not like I want these people to know the truth so they can move here. But if you are considering moving to Florida, there really is a lot of misinformation out there. I'm gonna go through 10 things that people say about Florida that is completely misleading, incorrect, and just plain old lies, bro. As stupid as some of these things sound to a real Floridian, people actually believe these things. Let's get into it. Number 1 is sinkholes. Do sinkholes exist in Florida? Yes, they do. Do they happen everywhere in Florida? No, they don't. You can go on the internet and you can get a map of sinkholes in Florida. You go on Google and you write Florida sinkhole map, and you'll get a map that shows you where most of these sinkholes happen, namely Hillsborough, Hernando, Pasco, Polk County, Marion County, Sumter County. It's just like one section of Florida where this happens. I've lived in Florida for over 20 years. I've never had my friend be like, yo, did you hear about Tommy? He disappeared into a sinkhole. No, I've never ever heard of somebody disappearing because of a sinkhole. It happens in like Spring Hill and like 5 other places. Number 2, Florida is sinking. Oh no, we're all gonna sink. Again, just like the sinkholes, I have never seen anything in Florida sink. And I've lived here for 20 years. I go fishing at the same places I've always gone fishing. And the high tide always goes to the same place. It always has these Florida sinking shipping theories. Where do they get these things from? I have absolutely no idea. No, it's not sinking. If you build a high-rise building next to the beach on friggin' sand, of course it's going to sink. But I've lived in North Naples where my backyard was tidal. Yes, if I dug a hole in my backyard, it would actually go up and down with the tides. Did I ever, at any point while living in Naples, say, oh, now the tide's coming up a foot higher? No, it hasn't. Who the crap's coming up with this stuff? Number 3 is alligators. Again, do we have alligators in Florida? Yes, we do. Have I ever found an alligator underneath my car on my way to work? No. Has an alligator ever broken into my house while I was sleeping? No. Has my wife ever cheated on me with an alligator? Probably not. Those 20 years in Florida were in Collier County, where like the most alligators are in the entire state. My favorite pastime, going fishing in the Everglades. Have I lost a limb to an alligator? Absolutely not. If you're not within 6 feet of the water, you're not going to get eaten by an alligator. If you go in an ATV driving through Lehigh Acres canals, the most dangerous thing wasn't an alligator, it was a lady screaming at me to get out of her yard. Number 4 is Florida man. Forget about the alligators. The real threat in Florida is Florida man himself. But there's a misconception about Florida man. If you live in Florida, you know exactly where I'm going to take this. Florida man isn't really from Florida. Florida man came from New York. Bing bong, Coney Island. He's more likely from Ohio or Michigan than really a real native Floridian. In fact, I just looked up the last Florida man story that came out of Naples, Florida, and it turns out the guy was actually from New York! You remember the South Beach Starbucks bandit that recently came out? He went to court, they labeled it a Florida man, but in the documents from the court they said the guy lived in New York! Bing bong! Coney Island. He's more likely from Ohio or Michigan than really a real native Floridian. In fact, I just looked up the last Florida man story that came out of Naples, Florida, and it turns out the guy was actually from New York! You remember the South Beach Starbucks bandit that recently came out? He went to court, they labeled it a Florida man, but in the documents from the court they said the guy lived in New York! Bing bong! Number 5, Miami is dangerous. Oh no, Hialeah, it's dangerous. Bro, Hialeah has one of the lowest M rates of any city anywhere I said it. This comes from the stereotype that Cubans are all Tony Montana City. I got robbed in Miami in 1970. Bro, I wasn't even born in 1970. In general, crime stats for cities in Florida like Orlando, Miami, and Tampa are some of the lowest in the country. They're not the absolute lowest, but they're dang right in the bottom 10% of places with the most crime. We ought to be proud of ourselves, Florida man. Even famous YouTubers whose job is to give you accurate information about places to move to are the first come basuras telling people that Miami is dangerous when statistically it's safe. Number 6 is hurricanes. If you want to get misinformation from people about Florida who don't live in Florida and don't know anything about Florida, ask those stupid come basuras what they think about hurricane, because chances are they have no idea what the crap están hablando, man. There's actually people who move to Central Florida because they think that there they are safer from the impacts of hurricanes. Let me tell you something, person who doesn't live in Florida. I lived in Montgomery, Alabama, 200 miles inland. And when Hurricane Sally came through, we were without power for 5 freaking days. 200 miles inland. If you think that you're going to move to Orlando and you're not going to have to deal with hurricanes, a usted lo vamos a mandar en la primera guagua que salga pa' Mazorra City. Number 7 is the idea that it doesn't get cold in Florida. I don't care what the thermostat says. When it gets cold in Florida, it gets cold. And in particular, South Central Florida, every mile that you go inland is 1 degree temperature change. So if it's 60 degrees in Naples, it can be 49 degrees in the Golden Gate Estates. When I lived in Montgomery, Alabama, it never actually snowed. Like real snow, just like light dustings and flurries. However, every single year in the Florida Panhandle, it snows somewhere. And it doesn't just kind of snow, like it literally snows the whole Florida Panhandle. And even in the 70s, there's stories of snow in Miami and Tampa. So yes, it does get freaking cold. Tremendo frío hacer in Florida. And it feels a lot colder for some reason I can't explain. Number 8. Cuando no está soplando el mono, you have stupid politicians and even stupider people who believe everything they say. I'm not going to get into politics because we don't do politics on this channel. But you need to know that Florida is a swing state. Just like the Villages likes to swing, Florida as a whole also likes to swing. It is a swing state con tremendo mambo y tremendo swing. And I know they're trying to shove down your throat that Florida is some other thing. But the reality is that people in Florida, despite all the Florida man stories and despite everything you hear about Florida, they actually use their head once in a while to make important decisions. And when it comes to voting, Florida does not really stick a particular way. Florida is a place that can go in any direction. Don't believe what they're telling you. Number 9. The jobs will come. The development will come. Eventually there'll be jobs. The tech jobs are coming to Florida. All the tech companies are coming here. Florida's gonna have great bro, they've been saying this crap like the day I moved to Florida, like 30 years ago. Florida is not going to have anything. Texas has oil. That's why they're able to pave their roads, because asphalt is a byproduct of petroleum. If they don't put it on the roads, se lo van a tener que comer. If you move to Florida with the idea that they're going to build a Publix and a school y un freaking park next to your house, usted está comiendo bastante basura. It's even to the point where rumors about something being built in the future, like an airport, drives up real estate prices over 400%. It's absolutely ridiculous speculation. Don't buy those empty lots. Number 10, Florida is a good place to invest. There are nearly 2 million houses in Florida where nobody's living in them. They're just sitting there as some sort of investment. Maybe even a winter home. At the end of the day, in reality, there's more empty houses in Florida than you could imagine, despite the fact people are claiming there's a housing shortage. There's no housing shortage if every building in Florida was occupied the way they should be occupied. I remember like in 2015, 2016, you would drive into a street and like 3 out of 5 houses would have a for sale sign because they were empty. There are 2 places where you don't want to own real estate during a crash. It's Florida and Las Vegas. If you remember what Lehigh Acres and Golden Gate Estates looked like during the last crash, you certainly won't get too rowdy about investing in Florida right now. Right now on this video, you can hear in the background a chainsaw going off because they're building a house across the street. When this thing goes to crap, the only thing you're gonna hear is the homeowners screaming their head off because they can't pay the mortgage because the stupid tech job they were waiting for never actually showed up porque son los come basura who weren't subscribed to my YouTube channel. A vast majority of the businesses in Florida are just like some type of tax holding situation where they're waiting to write it off when everything goes to crap. And like a massive portion of the businesses that are open right now are just waiting for everything to go to crap so they can do a massive write-off. And those are the people that your business is going to compete against. So now you're competing against a business that isn't really a real business. It's just some type of tax thing for somebody. I'm not an economist, but I worked at a company who was just waiting for things to go to crap so they can close their doors. The same company who bankrupted 3 smaller businesses by putting them out of business with lower prices and a better service. Si un tipo vaina like me can figure this out, how the crap do these people who call themselves investors not realize que se la están? Well, there it is. 10 lies that are being passed through the internet about Florida by people who have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Hey, if you don't agree with me, te meto una galleta. If Chris Rock can get it, you can get it too. So if you don't agree with me, you know what's up. Let's do it. Ya tú sabes. Hit the comment section and let me know what you think about 10 facts, 10 pieces of information that are completely being manipulated